There are a lot of things in my life that I'm grateful for. I'm thankful for my wife, for my children, my church, my friends. I'm grateful that God let somebody invent donuts. Oh, never mind. I wasn't supposed to talk about that. Anyway, there is one thing that I'm especially grateful for, and that's anesthesia. Thank God for anesthesia. Recently, I went to the dentist. Can you imagine going to the dentist without anesthesia? Ouch, that would hurt. I had a little minor work done the other day that in another doctor's office that involved some cutting on my body. By them, not by myself. The doctor did it. Some of it was so small they didn't even mess with anesthesia. Any significant cut that they had to do, they put an anesthetic on it. It gave me a shot. Here's what I found out. The little ones hurt more than the big ones because of one thing, anesthesia. I said, thank God for that stuff. The word anesthesia means a substance that produces insensibility to pain. There are all kinds of anesthesia. There's general anesthesia, that's where it completely puts you out. There's regional anesthesia that blocks pain in a certain region of your body. Then there's local anesthesia that just prevents pain from being experienced in one specific location of your body. Talk to most women who've gone through childbirth and they'll tell you that they love their anesthesiologist, the doctor who put them under. Normally, most of us don't like pain, and we want to block pain and any kind of discomfort. Different people have different levels of pain intolerance. But in our spiritual lives, we don't like pain either. We don't like to be uncomfortable spiritually. We want to block it. If God or the church or the Bible bring us discomfort, we don't like that. God, church, and the Bible are all supposed to be things and people who make us feel good. We don't want any of those spiritual sources to bring us pain or discomfort. So we do a lot of things to block spiritual pain or discomfort. Yet, the truth is, sometimes it does us well to feel pain. For example, if you had your friendly anesthesiologist juice you up with the good stuff every day so that you never felt any pain, that'd be some serious issues you'd encounter. Not the least of your problems would be that if you felt no pain, that you would have no indication that you had problems that needed attention. You could literally die of an infection from something inside you because no pain had signaled to you that there was an infection because that sensory perception of pain had been blocked. The same is true in our spiritual lives. Sometimes pain is needed to signal an issue that we need to deal with. Scripture says in Hebrews 12:11, no discipline, that's pain or discomfort, seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who've been trained by it. Notice a couple of words there. It's the pain that produces the righteousness. It's the pain that trains. Unfortunately, we still try to block the pain with some kind of anesthetic, local anesthetic. We put it on there where we're feeling our pain. I call it spiritual anesthesia. Paul wrote Timothy that some people have a conscience that has been seared with a hot iron. He wrote that in 1 Timothy 4:2. He said they've hardened themselves to the point where they no longer feel any spiritual pain or guilt. They've blocked off any feelings of remorse. So they can't hear God speak anymore. Their conscience has been anesthetized. Paul wrote to the Ephesian church that some people have lost all sensitivity. He says in Ephesians 4:19, they've lost all sensitivity. They've given themselves over to sensuality so as to indulge in every kind of impurity with a continual lust for more. See, they'd blocked off any attempt by God to signal that a change needed to be made. I know this is true. This is how it works. The more I'm exposed to wrong, the less that wrong makes me feel uncomfortable. I become used to it. I lose my sensibility to something being wrong. What did we say about anesthesia? It's used to block out pain or discomfort. Well, we block God out from making us uncomfortable, even if God needs to make us uncomfortable for a while to get our attention. Instead, we prefer to live our own way, uncontested in our lifestyles and choices. I conjecture that often we do need to be prodded out of our actions and attitudes so as to make progress in our lives, but yet we resist that prodding. Today, why don't you ask God to speak to you? Even if God speaking to you leaves you a little disheveled, maybe a course correction is called for. It's easy in our culture to lose all sensibility to God and to blend in with a godless society. Yet that's not what we want, nor is it what is good for us. We really don't want to be left alone to fend for ourselves in this world. Here's a great thought for today. Remember this. God is more concerned with your character than he is with your comfort. Here's a great prayer to pray today. Pray, God, show me if I have gotten so acclimated to the world around me that I cannot see or hear you speak. Help me to be sensitive to your prodding and moving in my life so I can continue to grow. God bless.